Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. In past some days I said something about our existence, our constitution, having two elements in it primarily. One changes every moment, another never changes. And we are this, actually, which never changes. The mistake we all make is this, that we consider ourselves the body, the senses, the mind, intellect, like that, which always change. Whatever is known always changes. The knower never changes. The knower remains the same. And we are the knower, jata, observer, not the observed one. Drashta, observer, drashta, not the drashya, seen, not the observed one. Now this drashta or the observer is actually one. In fact, it is observation. When related to some individual, we say observer. Observation is one, and it is infinite. Drashti, or rather we can say jata or jnana, wisdom. And it is always there. It was there, it is there, it will be there, and it never began. It always exists. Human mind would not easily accept that there is something which never began. But one has to accept it ultimately. And because it never began, therefore it will never end. It will not end. One can think, just to understand, one can think about an infinite ocean. Oceans are also finite, but for example, for understanding only, one can think that there is infinite, limitless ocean. And then there are waves. And waves take birth in the ocean, remain in the ocean, merge in the ocean. And so we individuals, having that element of consciousness, which is called in chapter 13 of the Bhagwat Gita as knower of the field, Kshetrajya, we as individuals are a part of the infinite knower of the field. This has also been said by the Lord there. The Lord has said that in chapter 13 itself, in the first verse, Idam Shariram Konteya Kshetram iti videte, O son of Kunti, giving one name to Arjun, this body is called as field. Etatiyo veti tam prahu kshetrajyeti tadvide. And the knower, those who know these things, call that who knows this field as the knower of the field. And then in the very second verse, the Lord says, Kshetrajyam chapi mam viddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. O Arjun, O Bharat, in all the fields, know me as the knower of the field. I am the knower of the field. And then he says, Kshetrajyo janam yat tadjanam matamam. And in my view, in my opinion, in my vision, whatever, the knowledge about field and the knower of the field is wisdom. So we are the knower, we are the part of the infinite knower, rather infinite knowledge, Atman, consciousness, pure consciousness. It was so in all our lives earlier, in whatever species we were born. But this understanding about the knower of the field and the knower of the field is possible only when one has the human body. And there also, when that time comes in the journey of evolution, then everybody can understand but has no capacity to understand. So far, tamas and rajas predominate, that understanding does not happen. When some part of sattva is more than the tamas and rajas, then it happens. So, that is true that the wave is born in the ocean, remains in the ocean, comes to an end in the ocean, a part of ocean always, and the ocean is eternal. The ocean of consciousness is eternal. So we are also eternal. So death has no meaning for us. For us means for the consciousness. The body has its end, definitely. So far, we are identifying ourselves with the body. The danger of death will not go away. And when that experience happens that we are not the body, but we are the eternal consciousness, then there is no question of any danger of death. In fact, for that person, death dies for all times. There is no death. Physical death will be there of the body, but after realization, that person sees that it's all right, it's a phenomenon happening in the nature, let it happen. It happens, nothing wrong. And the description, very deep description about this spirit, Atman, we find in chapter 2 itself of the Bhagwat Gita. And there, in the best possible manner, the Lord has given us all that we need, in fact. In some of the places where these spiritual things go on, I have seen they every day recite chapter 2, because it has almost all those things which are necessary. That does not mean that the rest of Bhagavad Gita is not of use. These are the words of the Lord. Every word is having importance in its place. But in chapter 2, the Lord says, particularly the sermon starts from verse 11 of the chapter 2. The Lord says, Asochanam sochastam prajyavadasya bhashase gatasunascha nanusochanti panditaha. The Lord says, you are worried unnecessarily. Those who are really wise, they do not worry and do not think anything about those who are dead, and also for those who are not dead so far, who are living. And the Lord there in the 11th verse of chapter 2, he says, you are foolishly becoming very worried while you are talking as you are a realized person, as you are a very learned person. Because before that, Arjun gave so many arguments to the Lord. At some places even he said, "Oh Krishna, listen, this is the matter." He was trying to tell Lord Krishna. As many times, some seekers also try to tell how wise they are. And a realized person goes on patiently listening, knowing their wisdom, in fact. So, anyway, and then the Lord says that it is not the case that sometimes I was not there, you were not there, or in future also we will not be there. And then in verse 13th, he says, in this body, as we have the adolescence age, and then young age, and then old age, in the same way as this age changes, in the same way the body also comes to an end, and the new body is there for the soul having this journey. So what's the problem? And in fact, as regards these problems of life, about that he says that they come and they go, they come and they go. One should not worry about them. And in verse 18 he says, all these bodies of the eternal soul, they come and they go, they have their end. And as one changes the old clothes after they are torn or after they are dirty, the new ones are put on, in the same way the soul changes the body. So why to worry about death? So great description has been given there. In verse 29th of this same chapter, second, he says, Asharyavat pashyati kaschit enam, Asharyavat vadati tatevanya. He says, in wonder one sees it. Somebody sees it. Experiences. Sees means experiences. And then somebody says something about this in wonder. It is wonder. And in wonder somebody else listens. But even after listening, one fails to understand. So, we are always with God. God is always with us. Or better would be, God is always with us. We are also always with God, in God. But when we get attached to pleasures of the world, we forget God. Because the mind would be there at one time in one place, connected with one thing. The great saint Swami Ram Sukdas Ji has said that even the omnipotent God, all-powerful God, has not one power. He has said this thing. God is all-powerful, but even one power is not with God. What is that? He cannot be away from us. How can the ocean be away from the wave? He cannot, or God cannot separate himself from us. So when it is the case, there is no place to be worried about. Why? Unnecessarily. People are worried unnecessarily. Some people are so much worried as if the responsibility of the whole universe has come to them. Why are you creating trouble for your own self? Be light and hilarious. I do not mean you go on dancing on the street. That is not the... People will catch you there. But to be worried is also useless, unnecessary. And it is all a play of the mind in many things, in most of the things, almost all the things. Play of the mind. Somebody invests some money there, and the information after 3 days come. Oh, you invested 10 lakhs. Oh, you are getting 1 crore. Oh, fine. Nice. Let us have a party. And next day another information comes. Oh, it is all finished. Now even the invested money has gone. Oh! The money is there wherever it is, and you are there. Only the information. I told last time when that recession came throughout the world, in Germany, I read the news in the newspaper that there was a person, some quite famous, well-known, rich industrial man, man of industry. He committed suicide. Why? He said, my several companies have fallen, finished. Only there are 3 more companies remain. Oh, foolish man. 3 more companies. There were companies, even millions of dollars were with him. He committed suicide. Nobody told the foolish man, before committing suicide, donate here in 46 Gangwal Park. It will be distributed to the right people. But this he could not. Such a man dying. All a play of the mind. And it is for purifying the mind, settling the mind, making mind quiet and peaceful, that we sit here. Meditation is one of the methods for that. And also these discourses help in understanding. Understanding has its own value, no doubt, but pure only understanding, only intellectual knowledge does not solve the problem. How so much somebody can explain to a person who has not tasted jaggery or suppose milk, whatever, milk, howsoever. If so far the person has not tasted, that person will not have the right knowledge. And when somebody has tasted the sugar or the chocolate, you need not tell. That person knows. And one saint has said that after tasting, after having that experience, it is not possible to explain it completely, fully in words. It is like the chocolate tasted by a dumb person. A person is dumb, has tasted the chocolate, and one asks, can you tell me the taste of the chocolate? How to tell? Many times perhaps a dumb person is perhaps deaf also, but suppose the person is not deaf, able to understand, hear, and one asks how the chocolate tastes. How can he say? In the same way, a person who is realized, he cannot explain. He can help you in tasting it. And that's all, whatever is done in the real satsang, you are helped.